Hi guys, good evening and welcome to my world in the Finger Lakes. This is where I will be hosting my course, Building Themed and Educational Virtual Worlds, and I would like to show you around what I have come up with this semester. I am taking my second semester of graduate program here at the Empire State College, and I have a lot of interesting ideas for you guys. Um, Originally, this world was supposed to be based on a storybook that I am working on called In the Finger Lakes, and it was supposed to be a tourist uh, book, but basically a storybook as well for kids. So it was a story that would teach kids about the history of the Finger Lakes, and also a nice story about a bee and a horse. And I can't tell you much about it because it's still in the works. But as I progressed in my semester, I realized that I needed to develop a course. And if I focused on just the book, then I was taking away from the big picture. And the big picture here would be that I could use this virtual world to enhance my course. And I can show you um, what I have been doing lately is developing my buildings. And I can show you around. Let's see, I'm going to invite you to my studio, which is a Morning Line Design Studio. And this is the brand that I use to sell my t-shirts on Amazon and a couple other websites. And here it goes. And here's my. So here I am trying to get to my studio. And it seems like it didn't want to let me walk on it. So I must fix the step. It's still a work in progress, but as part of my course, one of the things you will get is your own studio space. And through a series of document and video tutorials, you are going to learn how to customize and decorate your own studios. We're going to be using, learning how to upload our own textures, how to build our own shapes, how to align and come up with your own designs. So everything in here, pretty much, these chairs I found in a really great place in our grid here in the Kitely grid, which is called the Freebie Mall. So these are chairs that you can have for free, and then you can apply your own textures after you have uploaded them. This picture here is a pencil drawing that I did a couple of months ago as a gift for a friend, and it's one of my favorite drawings that I've done. So I put it here as part of my decor. Then I have one of my favorite illustrations that I've done here about the Minotaur, and that's a whole nother story based on my grandfather. I have some of my art supplies here on the floor. And I have a picture of what I look like in real life and one of the murals that I did in my home. I have my drawing table, I have more art stuff, and I have my computer up here, and I have, let's see. And I have my computer, and I have my favorite painting, which is The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. And let's see, you are able to go upstairs, and maybe I will be making my living quarters here. I haven't changed any of the original aspect of this building here. So I am not going to show you anymore. I think there's a third floor on it, but I haven't seen it. So let's go really quickly to look at the rest of the world that I have been designing. So it is called the In the Finger Lakes, and so it's really inspired by nature and all the beautiful greenery that we have here in the Finger Lakes. So this is the landing part of the island. This is where you will land when you first come into the course. And this is going to be the Welcome Center. And it's also a conference center here. I'm going to be opening it up for people who come and collaborate here. So I'm going to be putting a long table where you can hold class. There are going to be projectors where you can upload your projects, you can upload Google Docs, you can upload PDFs or slideshows. This is going to be another conference room right here. There's one exactly the same size on the other side. So as you can notice, I am using industrial modern style to decorate these buildings, and that's the unifying element for these buildings. When I came to this country when I was 11 years old, my family and I lived in Brooklyn, in Park Slope, Brooklyn, New York. So at the time, Park Slope, Brooklyn, and other parts of Brooklyn were really developing. It was, you know, a big hot area to live, and all these homes were getting their plaster removed, and all the brick that had been hidden behind this wallpaper and these you know, nasty stuff was removed, and the brick was exposed, and you can then see the original greatness of these structures and these buildings and these lofts that had been forgotten about. So that is something I'm really inspired by, and I use that style throughout my buildings here. So this building is the Da Vinci Cafe. It is inspired by the drawings of Leonardo da Vinci, the great Renaissance man. And you can come here with your friends after course, and you can sit at the table here. And, you know, you can converse with your buddies and talk about class or get together or just sit here by yourself. And this is just, you know, think about this being an online course. And I've taken online courses for years. And until I had this course in a virtual environment, I never felt like I was part of a classroom. I always felt like I was filling out stuff, sending it in to a professor that I didn't even speak to. I didn't know what their voice sounded like. So in this environment, you are able to meet your professors, meet your classmates, and the best part is that there's very little inhibition. You don't have to worry about what you're dressing like, you know, what your body looks like. You only have to worry about what your voice sounds like, because, you know, you are able to talk to your professors and your classmates. You can also chat through this tool right here. You know, it's a great way to be more involved in the classroom and in the projects. And you know, there's so much stuff you can see and so much you can do. It's very it's motivating and it's inspirational. This is one of the open areas for conference. So this is built for larger groups, and you can come here with your large group, and I will be adding more chairs here very soon. So you can have large groups here gather, and you can have a slideshow here, or I'm working on this Jeopardy board, so you can play Jeopardy. If not, I can switch that out for you, and you can have your Google Docs displaying or your slideshows displaying. And then let me show you, let's see. Let's go to the, and here's the map that you can use, the sports complex. So one of the great things of this course is that not only will you be learning how to create these three-dimensional environments where you can hold class, have access to YouTube videos, have access to your own documentation from your own computer, but also that you can have students from all over the world. They can be in any state, in any country, so long as they have, you know, a decent computer that can handle the graphics in this program. And you can also, I will be teaching you some LSL coding where you can make elements interactive. You can actually interact with things like these balls, and you can play games with boards and really apply the element of gamification to education. That was a nice little rhyme there, but when I was growing up, playing games was viewed as a very negative thing. Playing games was not part of education, was very separate. And now I have learned that there is a reason why kids are, not kids, but people can get hooked on games. And it's that fun factor, that, what's going to happen next? And I need to achieve this and I need to collect this. In this environment, you can play games, you can play math games, you can play history games, and it can feel like a game. At the same time, we can be learning. So there are many other things that I would like to show you, and I hope that you liked your little tour of In the Finger Lakes. And my course is going to be called Building Themed and Interactive Educational Worlds. And I hope you tune in. Thank you.